Good morning. Today is day 232. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. Really doesn't. But the reason I'm doing this video is, you have those weeks, weeks, where you try to do that, bad moments, never a bad day kind of deal. But sometimes it feels like the punches just keep coming. And yesterday was one of those days. I left work. I'm, 15, 20 minutes down the road towards home. Realized that I forgot the breathalyzer test thing at work. So I had to turn around, came back to work, grabbed that. Feeling a little frustrated because, it's extra time. It feels like wasted time. And then on the way home, the car starts overheating. Limped it home. And when I got home, took a look at it, and blown head gasket. Now, I know not necessarily everybody's going to understand that, but basically that's the gasket to make sure that she's going to run. And it's gone. And I'm not going to lie to you. I had a moment where I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I should go get a case of beer. I had a moment. I did. I didn't do that. Instead, I reached out to a friend of mine. Then I reached out to another friend of mine. And I reached out to my parents. And that thought was fleeting. But it was just another gut punch. I don't have the money to fix that. I'm going to have to fix it. Because if I don't fix it, I can't go to work. If I can't go to work, I can't make any money. If I can't make any money, I end up in jail. So, anyhow. So I just wanted to mention that I did have one of those days. And that for the first time in a long time, the idea popped into my head. Hey, screw it. Let's go have a beer. But I didn't. And like I said, it was fleeting. I'm feeling frustrated by the fact that thought even popped into my head. So today, I'm borrowing my parents' vehicle so I can get to and from work until I can figure out how I'm going to resolve the issue with the car. I'm going to make a couple phone calls today. Try to figure that out. But I gotta say, everybody that I reached out to was right there. A friend of mine came over. I didn't tell him how I was feeling or anything, but he came over, and when he walked up, he saw me and he's like, "You all right? Do you need a hug?" And I really did. I needed a hug. Badly. So instead of just doing the standard, "Oh no, I'm fine, it's cool," I said, "Yeah, today's one of those days I could really use a hug." And I said, "Well, come here, man. Let me give you a hug. That's what friends are for." And that was incredible. Then my parents came over to drop off their vehicles so I could run that for a while, and there were two guys over at the house at that point. And one of the things my dad said because when I talked to him, nobody was there, and I said, he asked if there was anything he could bring besides the car. I said, "Yeah, I could use a hug, so I'll be there." And then when he got there, he's like, "Well, with these guys here, I'm not sure you still want that hug." I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I still want that hug. I'm having a rough day, and getting a hug, I need that right now." So I got a hug from him. I got a hug from my mom. And the amount of love and care and, everybody's just trying to think of a way to help me, which is incredible. It's hard for me. I'm not used to being in that position, needing that much help. Shit, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. And I am so grateful to everybody in my life that's been there for me and supporting me. And it's incredible. So I'm still feeling rough. Not gonna lie about that. I am feeling rough, but amongst that difficult, hard stuff that I'm trying to work through, there is an awful lot of love and care, and I am so grateful for that. So yep, that's where I'm at today. We're gonna see how today goes. I'm gonna make a couple of phone calls, see if I can get this car situation resolved. I don't know whether or not I'm gonna end up doing it or having a shop do it. Not sure what's gonna happen, but something's gonna have to happen. And so that's where I'm at. Sure, things will start looking up sooner rather than later. It's just a matter of time. I think the other piece of this is, we're coming up on April, and which means my anniversary is coming up for, it would have been 25 years. That's a big one. So that's been kind of sticking in the back of my head. I'm a grandfather now. It would have been 25 years next month. And while I really, really, more than anybody can know, appreciate the support that I've been getting, there's still a part of me that wishes I was getting support from my wife. And I know it's been a year since she's been gone, but it's a long time to have been with somebody and not being able to communicate is tough. So there's that's been sticking in the back of my head. My youngest asked if she could spend a weekend with her. Weekends are the only time I get to see my kids, really. So that's been weighing on me a bit. So I gotta, like I said, it just feels like one thing after another. And when I have that many things weighing on me, and there are other things that I'm just not gonna get into right now, but when there's this much weighing on an old brain pan, sometimes things that need to get done, for me anyhow, get put in the back seat. I'm exhausted. I'm tired, emotionally, physically. I feel like there's just I'm not getting a chance to recharge, and I think that might be why I thought about going and getting a case of beer, because let's be honest, that's how I escaped these feelings before. That's how I was able to hide from them, to ignore them, and keep on driving on. But right now, that's not an option. So that's part of it. I think that might be the primary reason why that thought popped into my head, even as fleeting as it was. And I know I'm talking about it a lot, And I'm talking about it a lot, not because that's what I'm thinking of doing now. It's because I'm trying to figure out what's causing that, and what's triggering that, or what triggered that, that thought, that feeling. Because if I can identify it, then maybe I can work through that, and maybe the next time I'm feeling like the punches are just keep on coming, maybe that thought won't pop into my head again, and that would be nice. I did pray this morning. I prayed last night, and I'm going to keep praying. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Getting ready to go to work, and we'll see how that goes. All right, love you all.